Okay, here we go, World of Tanks, and I am driving my KV-2, the Tier 6 Russian heavy tank with, of course, the 152mm derp gun on board. We're on the Muravanka map, and as you can see, XVM has us as a very, very slight underdog. So, pretty close to a even match here, I think. So, anyway, started the match, and I'm looking at the heavies, and I'm thinking, our T-29 and our KV-3 are likely to go to the east. And sure enough, that's what they do, along with the Tiger. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? KV-2 is not a good on its own tank, so I am going to follow the crowd here, which is probably going to be the right decision. So again, the KV-2 not really good on its own, not a good sniper. Who are you kidding? Best sniper in game. But anyway, the plan here is to run up to roughly where that T-37 is. I think it's F0. And when I get up there, I'm going to just be able to kind of poke around a little bit and derp whoever happens to come along. So anyway, my ammo loadout, as you can see here, I've got mostly high explosive, but I've got a handful of the premium rounds with a good penetration. I don't take any of the standard AP rounds. I just don't think they're worth it. If I'm in a really, really bad situation, against a higher tier, it's going to be something difficult to pin. Definitely want to use the HE rounds, because HE rounds, you're going to get something out of it. So anyway, right now I'm looking at that Tiger 1, I'm looking at that Jackson there, and I'm thinking I could maybe get a shot at either of those guys, although I am keeping an eye on those two British mediums. And oh, look at this OE experimental. Look what he is thinking about doing. And he gets behind the house, does not keep driving, so smart on him, but I'm sitting here thinking, you know what, this guy's going to poke. And sure enough... Yeah, that was totally worth it. So, and again, I'm watching behind me, and I'm seeing the Comet there, and I'm seeing the Cromwell, and there they are. Here they come. So I go ahead and auto aim on the Comet. He takes a hit and finish him off. Or excuse me, the Cromwell, not the Comet. So, and again, I'm looking at the minimap, and I'm seeing, all right, we've only got 3 tanks left over here. And I don't know where that Hellcat is. If that Hellcat is smart, he would have run already. The Jagdpanzer IV is down to, well, one-shottable status. The only thing left is this Comet. So what can I do to get a shot on the Comet here? So he's taking a hit. You know what? And this is a case where you could say, if I'd had a premium round loaded, might have been able to get a kill on him. But okay, so bounce one shot from the Comet. Get tracked by him from another shot, and look what this Churchill does for me. Oh, I'm sorry, never mind, he doesn't do it for me. Somebody else, I'm thinking of a different game, but, no, I'm going to go ahead and bump this Comet, track him, he's... There we go, I got lucky, I did not get set on fire, but that's okay. So... looking at the mini-map, we got the T-29, we got the Tiger, we got the KV-3, we got the Churchill 1 over here on our side, and we've pretty much mopped up over here because at this point they're chasing down the Hellcat. But, again, looking at the mini-map, enemy team has their T-34-1, the Jagdpanther, and the VK-3001H on the other side pressuring our base, and I don't know where that enemy Churchill 1 is. So I'm trying to move to a point where I can help defend the base, because right now there's a Crusader and a T-37 there, and they're being heavily pressured by that top tier Russian heavy over there, and he's off the map. But at this point, again, I want to get back, I want to be able to support the base, because I'm not sure who's going to come pushing into it. So T-34-1 kills our Crusader, but we pick up one of the artillery, and it looks like the enemy Churchill is AFK, so, no worries there, but we don't know where the Hellcat went. Oh no, the Churchill is not AFK. he's just picked himself up a kill, and the Jagdpanther has killed one of our artillery. Now, it's still pretty even. We're only down one tank. But again, our base is really being pushed, and it's a question of, are they going to rush the base, try to rush our artillery, or are they going to go back to defend? So the Jagdpanther looks like he was coming this way. I am not sure about the VK, and I'm not sure about the T-34-1, although good money is on the T-34-1 going back. But anyway, we killed the Churchill, we killed the Hellcat, 1-2, just like that, and sure enough, there's the VK. So let's back up. Let's try to get the gun down. And yeah, he stopped just as I was getting ready to twitch on the shot. But again, at this point, just waiting and lining the shot up on this VK. So T-37 is taking out one of the artillery. So we're actually up a couple of tanks right now, and we're up another tank. And there is the Jagdpanther, although he takes the Churchill out. We're still up a couple of tanks. So it's just a question of, well, whether or not the T-34, or one of our other tanks can take out T-34, and then our T-37 gets shotgun. So anyway, Jagdpanther shows up, line my shot up, let the tank gun aim. That was a bit of a snapshot there. I know you didn't see the enemy silhouette. I did have them in the sights, but T-37 saying wow. But anyway, the issue is, of course, at this point, that I didn't let the gun fully aim. I should have let it aim. Would have been a little more sure of the shot. The Jagdpanther had just fired, and I would have been better off doing that. So Tiger is up in the northeast corner of the map. The GW Panther is moving up the east side, but no, there's the Tiger now, and he's face-to-face with the T-34-1. And I'll be honest, during the match, I did not see this ending well for the Tiger. So I am driving north as quickly as I can. This is not a particularly fast tank. It will get to where it needs to go. But the enemy artillery does for the Tiger. So now it's me against the T-34-1 and the artillery. I do have the GW Panther backing me up, but I've got to figure out, well, I've got a couple of problems here. First off, I'm in a very slow loading tank. Second off, my view range is limited, as you can see by the mini-map. You can see the T-34-1 can probably spot me a little before I spot him, and sure enough, there it goes. I get spotted probably, again, by the T-34-1. So I just back up, get behind this building. You don't know if you heard it or not, the shot came in. And I've got the GW Panther hopefully aiming at me, but here's the problem. If I rush forward, just rush forward, T-34-1 is going to be able to plink me before I can even see him. Now the GW Panther comes back, says he's got his eyes on me, but I'm sitting here thinking, again, he's not in the best of positions. And I decide I'm going to go ahead and push up the west side of the map a little bit to see if maybe they're swinging around this way on me. Again, the M41 is last seen in B1, T-34-1 seen in the center of the map. So I ping the map, ping E2, thinking, all right, if I'm going to spot something, it's going to be there. But, and we're going to see it here in a moment, the GW Panther is moving, and to me that means he's probably been spotted, and yeah, there's a T-34-1. I made the wrong decision and I went the wrong way. So, what to do? Alright, so I think about it for a minute. It's 2-1. I got the T-34-1 against me, but I know he's only down around 450 health, somewhere in there. And of course I got the artillery. I can one-shot the artillery with my HE round. I may or may not be able to one-shot the T-34-1 with an HE round. So I decide, all in. I'll go ahead and load one of those premium rounds. Now, I've broken contact. They do not know where I am. The last time they saw me was roughly, center south of the map, just north of the cap circle. But I need to get back around to defend our base, because if they're going to show up anywhere, that's where they're going to show up. So I'm going to take the long way around. I'm going to go down the one line, and not just the one line. I'm going to go down the edge of the one line because, again, low ground over here. Lots of trees, lots of bushes for cover, or excuse me, concealment, and a couple of houses for hard cover. So the idea is to just very, very quickly sneak around, and as soon as possible turn and drive over to roughly JK3-4 area. That way I can spot anybody trying to go into the cap circle. Now you'll notice I did almost the entire time keep my gun pointed towards the cap circle, because again, that's if the enemy shows up, that's the direction I expect him to show up from. So I pull forward and I stop, and I'm kind of far back, but I just want to sit here for a moment and just give everybody a chance to relax and see if maybe somebody's going to cut across the middle there on me. So now I'm just going to keep easing forward, and I'm looking carefully. And I was looking at that tree, and I was like, oh, you know what? No, I do not want to knock over that tree. That's going to be a lot more obvious than if I knock over a little bit of fencing right there. So back into the bush and stop and let my camo come up. Well, such as it is. I do have camo on the tank. I'm sitting still in a bush. They don't know where I'm at, and the idea here again is to just sit here and play the patience game. And now I'm wishing that somebody had knocked over that house in the cap circle at the beginning of the match, because, well, yeah. And there's the T-34-1. Okay, now maybe I'll get lucky. He'll drive out in front of me. Well, let us see. So, waiting for it, and he's disappeared. And again, I am not going to move. Oh, and there he is. I just managed to spot him. So, I'm just going to twitch backwards, line up my shot, and yep, I'm spotted. So, artillery knows where I'm at. I'm thinking artillery is up somewhere to the north, given the direction the T-34 came from, T-34-1 came from. So I stop there for a few seconds, drop off the mini-map, and pull forward. Not. Whoa! Good shot by the artillery. All right, that tells me that he is probably somewhere to the east. Now, I went ahead and loaded a high explosive round, and I actually thought about driving north to cap, but there's the artillery. I am not sure what the M41's reload is, but it doesn't matter because mine is comparable to his. So, me versus an artillery. I am pretty sure at this point I could take a hit from him. So, I think I did make a bit of a mistake here. I should have cut north instead of cutting south, because if he decided to turn and run to the north, he might have been able to outrun me. So, I see him pulling through there, and I think I could squeeze a shot through. No, I hit the building. So, that's all right. I'm going to run forward, and he's got to be loaded by now. And I'm just going to hide behind the house right here. And he's going to have to drive through the house, and that's going to give me a few seconds. And then, of course, he's got to deal with the wreck of the T-34-1. So I got a little bit of extra cover, and I don't let it aim. And here, it's going to be painful. I take the hit. Okay, fire, not a problem. Fire's out. Okay. Gunner's dead. Okay, but get the tracks up first. Now the gunner, he's healed, and I am going to beat this guy's reload no matter what happens. And yeah, that's for my gunner there. Yeah, okay. So with that, let's take a look at the post-game stats. Overall, not too bad. Obviously, I picked up a Top Gun there, and then Fire for Effect, Duelist, and the Bruiser. Of course, it's hard to not get a Bruiser when you're driving a KV-2. And then picked up the Ace Tanker badge on that. Team score, I did pretty good overall. Well, very good overall. 1,260 base experience with just 2,020 damage. That's actually a little bit well, I don't know if it's low or high for a KV-2, but not too shabby. But looking at the enemy team, that T-34-1, he had a very, very good game. Fire for effect, bruiser fighter, high caliber, did pretty well for himself. But again, he just, at the end of the game, I outthought him. I wouldn't say I outplayed him. I just outthought him. And again, it goes back to me thinking all in on that premium round that I used. Now, again, my thinking was that I was not going to be able to one-shot him, 457 health, or maybe not be able to one-shot him with an HE round, but I was certainly able to do it with the premium round. And of course, I ran the risk of the premium round not penetrating. But, I had a good shot lined up, went ahead and took it, and it paid off. So sometimes you do have to take those chances. But anyway, fired 11 shots. Two of the three on the artillery missed. But, of everything I hit, of course, 8 penetrations, 2,020 damage. Only blocked a handful of damage and only picked up a few base defense points. But 26,000 credits earned. But after that premium round, which is expensive, I made about a 2,000 credit profit. But here's the big thing: my ×2 for the day, and picked up over 2,500 experience for that. So, yeah, anyway, going back to this engagement against the M41 here. Yeah, not well done. Well, the first shot, it was a snapshot. And, again, you know what? I should have just waited on it, let him come through. And, again, no worries on it. That shot, definitely should have waited on it, let it aim. And here's where I took it. But fortunately, again, I had the fire extinguisher, I had the reflexes, I had the med kit. I had the med kit and the repair kit. I had the reflexes to get the shots out. So to get everything fixed. And then this time, I waited for it and got the kill. So, yeah, there you go. In those pressure situations like there, you've got to keep calm. You can't rush things. You got to let the gun do what you need to let it do. You got to let it aim, especially on a big derpy gun like this. I nearly blew that match just because I got a little trigger happy, got a little jumpy on the trigger. So, with that, I hope you enjoyed the replay, and let me know what you think. So, I guess that's it, and I will talk to you later. Bye.